Hey everyone, welcome to Unboxing the Reptile Community, episode number 2. Tonight I have Jordan from Havoc Exotics with us. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
Havoc
absolutely.
Exotics.
So Havoc Exotics, it's mostly focused on hognose. I picked up a lot of ball pythons too, though. So I usually have a couple clutches of those, but so mostly Western hognose. I've been
Okay,
breeding for, it's been like 5 years, I think now, like breeding.
nice.
But I got my first hognose in like 2013.
Cool.
And then my first reptile when I was 13. So it's been a
Wow.
while. So yeah,
What was your
but
first reptile?
leopard gecko.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wanted a
nice.
snake. My parents refused. The compromise was leopard gecko. I remember being, very clueless at 13, going to the pet store and seeing a tokay and being like, "Oh, I want
Yeah.
that." And the guy's like, "No, you don't." I'm like, "Can I hold it?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I didn't, which is good because that wouldn't have ended well. But I mean, tokays
Yeah,
are great. I love tokays now, but for a 13-year-old, probably not so much.
yeah, they're a little nippy.
Yeah, they're fun though. I like that now. But
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, so you mentioned Western hognose.
yeah,
Is there different types of? Is there like an
yeah.
Eastern?
Yep. There's
Yeah.
Eastern hognose, which are native to Ontario, I believe it is, which is pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah.
They're protected. They're neat. They're neat little guys. There's a few breeders in the U.S. working with them, but not so much Canada. And then there's Southern hognose, which are very similar. Yeah, not a great time. Great first time reptile, definitely. Yeah, there's a couple different types, and then if you get out of, they're still hognose, but not the same species. There's Madagascar hogs too, so it's pretty
Okay.
cool. And there's some really neat ones, but westerns are the most readily available, most captive
Right.
bred.
Cool. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. But yeah, no, they're great.
Okay.
They're very dramatic snakes, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I seen they play dead. They like to
yeah.
play dead. Yeah.
Not often, but they do sometimes. Sorry, one's trying to escape right now. Um, but like this is one of my females. So, but
Oh, yeah.
I've had her since she was like 8 grams. I've had one or two that have played dead. It was like a baby fresh out of the egg. She was shedding and she just like flopped over. And then I had like a yearling male for some reason. Whenever I offered him food, he would just like flip over, mouth open, and just play dead.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Eat plastic wings.
I have a male upstairs that he'll just eat like anything. Like he'll grab a hold of the side of the tub and like chew on it. And I have to like remove him. And Kevin's seen some videos of that one.
Oh, yeah.
He's upstairs because he will chew on my fingers too. So
Sounds like fun.
yeah, they're fun. I like them. They're a neat species.
Is there different morphs or
Yes,
just
there's a
like
lot of different morphs.
yeah?
Most of the ones I have are just like this one is a green hypo,
Okay.
which is possibly recessive, possibly line bred. There's a lot of work going into hognose morphs, so they're kind of best guesses.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm hoping to produce some visual morphs. But there's like the regular like albino, exanthic.
Right.
Then there's sables, which are really neat. They're a really dark snake, like kind of like a really melanistic hognose. And those are pretty expensive right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I think they're still going for around 2,000 US for a visual.
Wow.
Yeah, so leucistic hognose are really expensive as well. I think last I checked they were like 10,000 or maybe
Cool.
like 7,000 now. But yeah, that's
Is that like Canadian or American?
American. Yeah,
Ugh.
American on top of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They're neat little guys. I visited my friend in Colorado and I actually got to catch a wild hognose, which was pretty neat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was neat to see them like out and about. But
Yeah.
catch and release, obviously, because as much as I would have liked to just tuck that in.
Yeah. Really.
But it was pretty cool. It was a big female, which is neat.
Cool. I forgot what I was going to say now. I was going to say something about the hognose. Anyways, it'll come back to me.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the? Or do you have any clutches going right now?
Yeah, I've got one hognose clutch right now. I'm hoping this female will lay this year for me, but we'll see. But the clutch I've got right now, it's a double recessive, head to head. So I am hoping I get a visual or two. Right. So those ones will be albinos, lavenders, and if I'm really lucky, the visual of both. So corals, they're like pink and purple snakes. They're pretty cute.
Oh, that'd be nice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. So,
is there a lot of people working with those in Canada? Or?
There's a fair few. I think I'm the only. There's a couple of people that have them on this coast, but not many people are breeding them. Yeah. And then there's some breeders in Quebec. Like this girl came from a really big breeder in Quebec, who's been pretty great. Yeah, you should get some hognose. I'll make you some hognose.
Jax, no, I'm not getting the hognose.
They're
I have
so
enough
fun.
snakes.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of breeders in Ontario. There's a lot of breeders out in BC as well. I'm wearing an Elemental Herps shirt, which is a big breeder on the West Coast. They're friends of mine and they're great people. So, yeah.
Cool. Jax is one of my junior herpers here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, you should get one. Yeah, there you go.
No. not
They're
right
so
now.
Cute. Yeah, that's fair.
How big do they get? That's full size.
It varies. So some females get really big. I don't have any really big females right now. They're all pretty average sized. This is another adult female.
Okay.
She's
so it's about 3 feet.
Yeah, she's about like 450 grams, I think. Last I checked, 400 or 500 grams. So she's not huge. They can get, I think I've seen some up to like 800 grams for females. But the males stay tiny, very tiny.
Kind of like sand boas. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The males stay usually under 100 grams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some will get bigger than that. There's like some really unusually large males too, but for the most part, they stay little.
Right.
Yeah, but
so what is it about? Some of them are in some provinces they're not allowed, right? I think PEI is one of them.
No, they're allowed there, as far as I know.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. They're not allowed in Nova Scotia. They are rear-fanged venomous, but like it's not medically significant. But they still Nova Scotia. They just classify them as venomous. That's it. Venomous. You can't have them. Yeah. So. I think it's Saskatchewan and Alberta. Alberta, definitely. You can't have Westerns because they're native. And I think Manitoba is the same. Maybe Saskatchewan's okay. I'm not exactly sure on those ones, but.
Right. Maybe, can you run down what the basic setup would be for?
Yeah, for sure. For my hatchlings, I like to so anything that's basically under a year or two. I keep them in little like shoebox size setups. Like I bought a rack from you. I remember one of my first racks. I don't know if you remember. It was years ago now, but
you still have it?
Yeah. Well, no, I gave it to a friend. I did have it until recently. I have one of them still, but so like little. I think they're like 6 quart, 9 quart little containers. If you can go bigger, but they can be fussy. They can be really fussy and go off food. So like I had a male and he should have been in a bigger enclosure, like as far as I thought. And anytime I would move him up, he would go off food. So he stayed in a smaller one. I like aspen or there's like coconut mulch. Not the really dusty stuff, but like the chunk stuff. They like to tunnel. So having something that they can tunnel in and will hold their like tunnels well is good. They don't need too much moisture. I just kind of eyeball it. If they shed well, then the humidity's on point. I know some people get really precise with that, but And
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty easy. I feed babies twice a week, usually.
Okay.
So every like 3 to 5 days. And then adults, and the female sometimes I'll do twice a week too. They will often eat and eat.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll do just like once a week once they're adults and maintaining size.
Right. So for if somebody was going to get an adult, like a 10-gallon, 20-gallon, what
Um,
would you suggest?
a 20-gallon is fine for males, if I remember correctly. I'm really bad at like remembering how big the 20 gallons are. And then a female can usually go in bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
Yeah, like my females that I was showing, I have them in PVC, like enclosures. So one's in a 2x2 by I think 12 or 18 tall. And then so like 2 feet by 2 feet.
Yeah.
And then some of the smaller ones are in basically half that size. So instead of divided by 2, they're divided by 4. So
Right.
so
Cool.
yeah. And then the heat, I like to keep them with a hot spot about 89 to 90. And then a gradient, obviously, so they can cool down if they need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for food, do you feed mice or rats?
Mice, yeah.
Mice.
Yeah. When they hatch out, they're tiny, tiny little things,
Yeah.
so they need mice pinkies. And then some of my bigger ones I'll give rats to sometimes, but overall it's just mice. Rats
Yeah, so
can be
they-
pretty fatty, so
Yeah, so they can be on mice for their whole their
yeah,
lifespan.
exactly. Yeah, which is pretty nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. So you said you had one clutch.
yeah. One hognose clutch, one ball python clutch.
What's what morph your ball python?
So it's a normal female, and I paired her to 2 males. One was GHI lesser pinstripe, so he's pretty cool, and then the other one was a blackhead mystic. So I'm not sure what I'll get, but I'd be happy with either
Yeah.
option. So
Either one should be interesting.
yeah, she's an older. The mother was an older snake that was originally, we think, either wild caught or captive born.
Okay.
She's over 10 years old, so but she's healthy and she's doing great. So yeah, I figured some genes with some healthy wild genes would be good. So without dealing with a fresh import. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be cool.
yeah. So
Do you have anything else for reptiles? Or?
I have a bunch of stuff.
I know you used to have some geckos and stuff.
Yeah, so I have some geckos. I have some crested geckos. I have the male morning gecko that I got from you that ended up being a male. Yeah. Oh, he escaped on me the other day, and I caught him, and he was fine, and he bit me. He grabbed a hold of my finger and wouldn't let go. It was hilarious because he's like this big. So, and then I have some Stenodactylus. They're like those little sand geckos.
Yeah.
I think you had some for a bit.
Yeah, Maury type.
Oh, sorry, you're cutting out there.
I got 2 different kinds of them.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I might have 2 different kinds. I've got 3 of them, a male and 2 females, but they're so tiny. It's hard to figure out what they are too, eh? You look online and everything's mixed up, and
it is.
they're
Yeah,
neat.
it's. I've been struggling with them since I got them, but
they
haven't laid any eggs yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, when I got mine, I was moving them out of their quarantine tubs, and I found an egg that had been laid, and the bugs that I was feeding them had already got to it. So I'm hoping that they lay eggs now, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But and then I have some Pictus geckos. I have a couple colubrids. I have some king snakes, and I have some milk snakes. Some tree boas. I like my tree boas. They're pretty cool. So,
those are cool, yeah.
Yeah, some Amazon ones, and I have some Solomon Island tree boas, which are pretty neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you breeding them or just pets?
The Amazons I will eventually. The Solomon Island, I got a big group that had a shipping issue. So we unfortunately lost all but 2 of the snakes. There were
that's unfortunate.
10. Yeah, it was really bad. They got delayed, and it was cold, and I was surprised any made it. They all were very cold when I got them. So, but I have 2 males left, so I won't be breeding those 2. But I'm hoping to get a female. But the males that I have are doing great. They're tongue feeding rodents, and they're just really good. So
Yeah, well, that's good then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it sucks when you get a mishap with shipping, but
Yeah.
part of the business,
Unfortunate.
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yep. Pretty frustrating, but I'm glad some made it. That's, the bright side.
Yeah. Um. So what's your favorite out of all that?
Favorite. Probably my hognose.
Just
They're
hog nose
just
that.
they're just so dramatic. Like I'll open their enclosure and they'll hiss at me and they'll bluff strike and they'll hood up and everything, and it's just pretty funny because they don't usually bite. If they're gonna bite, it's because they think you're food. They're not a defensive biter. So, but yeah, they're pretty funny.
Any specific morph that you want to get
Mm.
down the road, or
I have het sables, so I'm hoping to produce my own sables in either late this year or next year. So, but
is that the $10,000 one?
no, I wish. It's I don't know. I think visuals are probably like 4,000. I think roughly American. Too expensive for me. That's why I got hats. But
Yeah.
maybe someday I'll have money to drop big big dollars on them. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's you can spend a lot of money quick if you want to.
Yeah.
You want to do it in this hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm
Some
trying to
crazy
try to
prices.
do the responsible, slow growing, over a few years, and it's hard sometimes. But yeah.
So I try to do that too. But
Yeah.
last year in 2020, I invested in some Black Knights. So
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. You posted that.
So that was my big purchase for the year.
Yeah. The het sables were mine. They came from Elemental Herps out west. They're in BC. So
Okay, yeah.
they're I was talking about it, and finally was like, yes, the color morphs. Well, there's like albinos, which are just like orange. There's pink pastel albino. The condas. So conda's a codom. Codom. So they have like a normal, or they have like a single gene form and a super form. This female is a conda because she's like, you can see like the reduced spotting on her versus a normal one anyways. She's pretty spotty though. And then the super form is they just keep their head spot and the rest is patternless, which is pretty cool. So eventually I'm hoping to make some, but there's some, really neat combos like hypo and exanthic. They make ghost. There's a couple different versions of hypos in hognose as well, because the first line of hypo isn't actually hypo. The person who named it was mistaken when they named it. They think it's a type of T positive albino, but the name stuck. So there's Evans hypo, there's Dutch hypo, which is I think the same as Evans hypo, and there's true hypo and green hypo, and it's just there's a lot.
That's complicated.
It is, and like some people have like special names for each of them, and like the combos, and it's a lot to keep track of. So
yeah. Is there like an online morph calculator? Like we have one for leopard geckos.
Yeah, the Morph Market I think has one.
Okay, yeah.
There used to be like World of Hognose, like World of Ball Pythons. It was down. I'm not sure if that's still down. It might be back up, but they had one too.
There's a little bit of help there if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For the most part, they're simple recessives or like dominant. There's a couple codom or incomplete. But yeah, for the most part, simple recessives. So you breed a visual, you'll get hits and that kind of thing. But there's some other ones that are kind of unproven as of yet. There's one called Jag or Jaguar, and it's a pattern. Like it modifies the pattern, and it actually can make like some really nice they look like leopard spots, which is where they got their name. Right. So like holes in the middle of the spots, basically, and then but it doesn't seem to be like a simple recessive or anything. So like you can breed an animal that has really great spots and it won't pass them on, or you could breed like a really I need Arctic for sure. Like you can breed a really like boring looking one and get really great ones. So
cool.
Yeah, Arctic hognose are very pretty too. They're another one that is dominant or incomplete dominant. So there's a super form, which is like a really white and black snake. They're
Okay.
also pricey. If Kevin wants to fund the snakes for me, then I'm down.
Sounds like a challenge there, Kevin.
Yeah, he's got some really nice things this year for himself. It's my birthday soon, so I think.
So is that the Arctics? Is that still the Western, or
Yeah,
it's just
so
more for the
Western.
Western?
Yeah. No, there's I don't know if there's any, like with the Easterns, there's not many people breeding them. And they seem to have different like locale colors. Like, so there's like a red phase and a like really black phase. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's many. Thanks, Kevin.
Oh, you got him thinking.
Kevin's a good guy. We talk snakes all the time. We split shipping and enable each other to buy more.
That's
fun.
good.
Yeah.
It's good when you get somebody to split the shipping.
Yeah, it gets pricey. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too bad that there's not a way to get that shipping price down, but
yeah, it
sales
is what
would
it
be a lot
is.
more. But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, shipping anything in Canada is expensive. So
yeah, true enough. I mean,
yeah.
I guess anybody in the hobby knows about it, and nobody
Yeah.
really complains. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I've shipped some snakes in the US and the prices are a lot nicer down there.
yeah,
Even with the exchange rate. Yeah. I moved some snakes from Colorado to Maine and I think it was like 50 US or
Yeah.
something. That was years ago too. So, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have any motivators or mentors or YouTubers you watch all the time? Or?
I guess my friend Miko over at Elemental Herps, she's been a lot of help. Like, you know, if I'm panicking about anything or if I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with this, or if, you know, I just need reassurance that I'm doing the right thing. She's great.
Yeah.
And she's also great for, I'll send her potential purchases. Be like, well, this is what I have right now, and like, would this fit with this? And she'll be very honest if it's if I'm just you know, being foolish in my purchase. So I appreciate that. It's nice. Like I don't need like my fifth of the same morph or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Right on. Have you encountered any challenges since the COVID started, or
Not really. My life's pretty much the same.
hasn't affected the business, the reptile
No,
parts? Like no shortage of food or anything?
No,
Do you
not
raise
that,
your
no.
own food?
I keep starting and stopping. I'll like get a couple rats and I'll just be like, all right, just a few. And then I expand. And then it's like, this is too much work. I spend too much time on them and not enough on the reptiles. And I like to have a few things just because some of the babies take live right now. And it's just easier than waiting every 2 weeks. I mean, most of the time I order from East Coast, but I supplement in between. So
Guess they're pretty much the go-to for everybody.
Yeah, they are.
Canada, so.
Yeah.
For the most part, anyways.
Yeah. Sometimes I need more than they can provide at one time. Like I'll do a really big shipment and then I'll usually, you know, spread it around. I'll go to like Dynamite Python. She sold me rats a few times, so
yeah,
it's always nice. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get some mealworms now, and it seems to be hard to get.
Yeah, I've got a colony of mealworms and superworms. I don't bother with crickets, but they're they're just like I have a couple geckos that eat them. Like I have 2 leopard geckos, one from you, and then the other I don't know where it came from, but they're pretty fun. I like having the diversity, the variety of different reptiles. So it's neat.
Yeah, I raise my own mealworms, but I've been trying to bump up my production because it's baby season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's almost impossible to get like I'm looking to get like 50,000-60,000 mealworms, but
that's a lot. Yeah. I've shipped some stuff, like some feeders from Ontario, and but it's, you know, if it's too cold, they arrive pretty chilly, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah, I've done that too a few times through the years, but it's I don't know, it gets expensive too when you're shipping. It
does, yeah. I usually, I try to avoid it, but if I have to, then you know. It sucks paying more in shipping than the product.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the last time I ordered, I got 100,000 mealworms to make
Nice.
it
Yeah.
worthwhile. So
Yeah. I got 2,000 super worms because again, I don't have numbers like you do, but that was still a lot. So
yeah,
just been letting them do their thing. And, yeah.
yeah. Speaking of shipping, do you ship your reptiles if you sell?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I haven't shipped too many. I've sent some to Ontario. I sent my Abronia is on a breeding loan, so she
yeah,
was sent out west to a friend who has a male. But yeah, no, I'll do like Reptile Express usually.
yeah,
I just really like how they like handhold and walk you through everything.
yeah,
I've had to call Sam in a panic a couple times, like right before shipment, and he's always like great to help out.
yeah,
I've done reptile. I've never shipped reptile runner. I've received, and they've been great too. So,
yeah.
but and
Same
then
here.
yeah, I either way. And then for sort of local deliveries, I've done East Coast Exotics too. So
Yeah,
yeah, all kinds of options.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Reptile Express is awesome. I deal
Yeah,
with them pretty much on a weekly basis. So,
yeah, no,
uh,
absolutely, yeah,
but yeah, Sam is great for any kind of help you need at the last minute.
yeah, definitely.
Um, what's doesn't look like there's going to be any expos this year. Or what do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't imagine, but I
So
don't. I don't
that
usually
kind of
get to them,
sucks.
anyways. I
No.
work. I unfortunately work every Tuesday to Saturday, and I work 4
Okay.
p.m. to midnight. So it's usually a struggle. I remember the first expo, the PEI one that I went to.
Yeah.
I had to get up at I worked until 2 that time. I got up at 4 in the morning, drove to PEI, and it was worth it. Like it was a good day, but I was
Yeah.
tired at the end. So yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's not looking good.
yeah, no, it's unfortunate. There's
It's 2 years now. So
yeah, I have a lot of American reptile friends and stuff, and
yeah,
they're they have some expos going on still, and
they're
it's
back on the go. Eh?
yeah, so it's kind of neat to see, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I've
yeah,
been checking them out. See
yep,
them on Instagram. There are a few people
yeah,
that I follow.
yeah, absolutely. So
I'm just jealous.
I know, me too. Yeah, I really want to go. I've never gone to the really big one in Ontario. Yeah, it was a mess. Mike and Kat sat with me at my table, and it's great. We had to go for coffee a lot. It's a long drive home afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun seeing everyone and talking snakes. And a couple people had never held a snake before, and they came up and held
Yeah.
snakes, and that was neat. So
Yeah. Yeah. The expos are always fun.
yeah, I like them. Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah,
nice to get to see everybody,
yeah,
but it's
absolutely.
not happening this year, I guess.
No, maybe next.
Hopefully next year.
Hopefully, we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I eventually want to go to the big expo in Ontario someday. Drive up. 'Cause you can't bring anything back if you fly. So, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go there too. Actually, I was gonna go last year, but I
Yep.
think it got canceled or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah, because we had talked about it, but me and Jeremy had talked about going or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
There was a
anyways,
bunch of
we
people that went
never
one
made
year,
it.
I think. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but
Yeah,
FaceTime expo.
Reptile
Yeah.
Expo. That might be an
Yeah.
idea.
We could do that.
There's been a few breeders across the country doing that, doing
Yeah.
like online expos, online sales or whatever,
Yeah. Makes sense for
and
sure.
seems to work for them. They
Yeah.
seem to be selling. So.
Yeah. That's awesome. I have a couple ball pythons left to sell from last year, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I didn't get any hog nose, not a single clutch.
No,
So no.
last year.
Yeah, last year. But so far I've got one, which is more than last year, so I'm
No.
stoked. It was 9 eggs, I think, or 8 eggs. 8 eggs, and one looks infertile, so 7 babies, hopefully.
7.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, but
Well, that's good.
yeah, it's still
How
early.
many eggs from your ball python?
I think there was 5 or 6. Pretty average clutch, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Hognose can have anywhere from like, usually the average is like 6 to 8. But I had a female who's unfortunately passed now, but her largest clutch was 28.
Wow.
28 eggs, and they
That's
can double
crazy.
clutch. So she
They can
could have.
double clutch.
Yeah. So, yeah. So like, lay your clutch, 30 days later, lay another one. I think it's 30 days. But I've never had one do that, which is kind of good. I like to get the females feeding again after their first clutch. They usually
Yeah.
lose a bit of weight, so it's stressful when they decide to go for a second time.
Yeah. Do you have? What do you use for an incubator? Just
I have a
homemade
wine
or?
cooler. Yeah, homemade.
Yeah.
It's to my left off camera, but the room's pretty messy. So, but yeah, no, it's a wine cooler that I bought off Kijiji. It's
Yeah.
like got a nice glass door so I could see into it. And then I just run some heat tape and a herpstat, and we're good to go. So
Yeah,
works well for me. Some people use fans. Yeah, absolutely. I've heard so many horror stories of the more commonly available commercial ones, like the Exoterra and stuff.
Yeah, the brand name stuff.
Yeah. Like, if you get
Yeah.
from like Cornell's World, those are fabulous. I've heard.
Yeah.
I've never used one, but I've heard they're fabulous, and
I got
those are
2 of
great.
them.
But yeah, nice. That's awesome. Someday.
And they're bang on temperature.
Yeah.
I set it doesn't move.
Yeah. No, that's
And I got
perfect.
I have all my incubators in every room, and like I have a bunch of sensors, temperature
Nice.
and humidity.
Yep.
So it all goes to my phone if something drops.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Alarms.
good. Yep. My
and
boyfriend. Sorry.
Go ahead.
It just reminded me. I had the alarm going off on mine a week ago. My boyfriend woke me up being like, "Your incubator's beeping like a lot." And it had been off for about an hour. So I was able to get everything sorted out, and everything looks good, but it's stressful.
Yeah.
It's good that the alarm was there, because I wouldn't have noticed until much later on in the day. So
Yeah, it's nice to have that security. So I've heard lots of horror stories about that. Like, like I know there's some a breeder out west, gecko breeder. I heard last week there, her incubator spiked and cooked everything.
Yep.
And so
I was lucky. Like when it failed, like the probe couldn't read the temperature, and it turned off instead of just ramping it up, which is good, because like a temperature spike upwards is a lot worse, like short term, long term too. But they got to, I think it was 70, 75 degrees. So not great, but I'm hoping that since it was just a short time, it'll be fine. But we'll see.
Should be.
Yeah.
I'm still using some of them old foam ones too.
Nice.
The little giants, or
yeah,
not sure what they're called.
My first hognose clutch ever. I got home from work at 2 a.m, and I wasn't expecting it. She had a shed, but it wasn't what I thought was a prelay shed. It was still pretty new and not sure of the signs. And so at 3 a.m, I had to rig up a incubator with some heat tape, and I had a styrofoam cooler that I just put together and put some water in it. I think it worked. I got babies, but easy to. It's pretty fun.
I think I might pick up a couple more from Cornell's later on this year for next season.
Absolutely.
Just them old foam ones they're okay, but they're just I don't know, fair.
Yeah, it's nice to have the peace of mind.
So but it's just I'm using them for stuff that I only get like one clutch of, like my Uromastics.
That makes sense.
It's like, it's I don't know if I would spend $1,000 for
one clutch a year. Yeah, that's fair.
But
it's funny.
I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, I might grab a couple more.
Yeah, I think my next
they're awesome.
Yeah, I want some racks. I think I might. I'm not sure if I'll get like I'll order from Cornell's, but I don't know if I'm gonna. He has those VE pre-made ones. I think they are. Those look really cool. So I'm probably gonna get one of those maybe at the end of the year. So 1 or 2.
His racks are awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people are using them.
Yeah, I've got some here that I bought secondhand. Anytime I see them, I try to grab them locally. Yeah, because they're so hard to find local. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to get any racks around here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I'd like to get some too. I'm planning on putting this extension on my shop this summer.
Nice.
And,
That's exciting.
More or less a snake room.
Yeah.
/
Nice.
Everything else but geckos.
Yeah. Fair.
And so I'm still on the fence if I want to build my racks or if I want to buy some.
Yeah. I mean, lumber's so expensive too.
It is, yeah.
Just changes things, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Still a little bit cheaper than
true.
ordering racks from the States or
Yep. I've got a couple friends who've done that recently and they're very happy with it, but it's definitely like an investment. So
yeah, but I guess it's part of the business.
Absolutely.
If you want to grow, you have to get the proper tools.
Yeah, definitely makes life easier too.
For sure.
Especially with hognose, they're really, when they're born or when they hatch, they're really tiny. So they will escape from anything. Like if you just leave like a teeny tiny crack, they will squeeze through it and they're gone. So I have these little they're like little wedges that I wedge tubs with because if not, they will get out. I have experienced that a few times. I found them all. They're all safe and sound, but it's very stressful looking for like a 3-gram hatchling in a basement.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So that's what they come out of, 3 grams?
Yeah. Yeah, usually like 3 to 6 grams.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how long would like a few inches?
Yeah, like probably like this big.
4 or 5 inches.
Yeah. They're just little guys, like 2 or 3.
So the eggs can't be very big then.
No, they're tiny. Yeah, they're a bit bigger than crested gecko eggs. Yeah. Usually, but they're pretty small.
Kind of like a Leo egg, maybe.
Maybe. I've never seen a leopard gecko eggs.
No?
No, not in person. Like I've seen pictures and stuff, but never. No. But they're small.
They're about double the size of a crested gecko.
Yeah, cool. Then probably about that size then. Yeah, they're neat. They hognose have like a tendency to get egg bound, which can be just due to lack of calcium, people think. So I usually supplement my big females. But so sometimes they'll have really soft shelled eggs. So you have to be very careful with them because they will break very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're interesting.
So they hatch on their own, or do you cut them?
I always leave them alone. I like my first year, I kind of panicked and I tried, very carefully, and it didn't go well. Yeah. They're just so little that if you even try to just make a little teeny cut like a ball python breeder would do, they just basically pop out of the egg. So it's not great.
So everything comes out naturally.
Yeah. Everything, they just take care of it on their own, and they're pretty good at it. So yeah. Cool. Neat little guys.
Yeah. I know you've already showed us a few years.
Yeah, I can show some more. Absolutely.
Show us a few animals before we wrap up.
Yeah, I'm gonna wobble the table while I try to move my chair. I've got a ball python here too. Just one. It's one of my upcoming breeder males. It's a little piebald from Dina. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Dynamite pythons, anyways. But he's pretty cool. He's got a lot of pattern going on, and he's one of my favorites for the ball pythons. Just got everyone in deli cups nearby so I can grab them. And
I think Dinah's going to be up and coming here the next week or two.
We were talking about it today. This one's a male. So this is one of my breeder males. So
nice.
He's got a black eye.
I can make this bigger. Hang on.
Yeah.
There.
But so I don't know if that's genetic. It's his pupils in there, everything's fine, and the other side is normal. He'll hold still. Of course he won't. There. So one eye is brown and then the other is black, which is pretty cool. Huh. He's I got him from a breeder in Alabama, I think it was. And he's supposed to be jaguar. Or he is jaguar. He's a low expression. So he's
So you're saying the black eye, that's not normal?
Nope. It's so there is a gene that makes black eyes.
Okay.
It's called Diablo or something. Not many people are working with it because it is purely just the eye color.
Right.
But he hasn't produced any babies with it yet. But I haven't paired them back to him or anything because they're still quite young. But that is, I'm planning on testing that out to see if it is genetic. It's pretty cool. It looks neat. It's a very striking. It doesn't affect him at all. Like I've had a couple people concerned that it was an eye defect. But if you take a flashlight, look at it, you can see the pupil in there, and it'll contract and dilate as needed. So he eats like a pig. So yeah. But no, they're pretty neat. So yeah, this is like a typical male size. It's just a little guy, but he's fathered a couple clutches. So
is he hissing?
Yeah, he is. That's why I was laughing. He hissed at me a little bit. So he's they're pretty funny. I don't know if the females are much louder when they hiss, just because they're much bigger. But curious if. But yeah, like this is pretty standard breeding pair size difference. So
yeah, it's quite a bit of difference.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to see them together. You have to be careful because sometimes they will eat each other. Well, obviously the female eats the male, but I've seen a couple breeders lose some males that way. But knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with them. The king snake, he's upstairs. I can go get him if you want, but I'll have to go upstairs. I sold Kevin a king snake and then told him that if he ever sells him, he has to come back, like buy him back, obviously. And so he sold him back to me much bigger. So he was like, wow, you can like lease my snakes anytime. You can just feed them up, give them back to me, and it's perfect. But it's a pretty cool snake. But I did not prepare him. He's upstairs, locked away. Yeah, I only have those 4 out. I can go grab more if you want me to grab more, or if we have time. I don't know what time it
doesn't matter.
Cool. All right, I'm going to go grab 2 more then.
All right.
That's cool. I'll be right back. Yeah. All right. So these are 2 that I hatched out a couple years ago now.
Yeah, nice.
So this one is deep in shed, but he's pretty cool. He's a conda as well. He's got like
pattern.
It's a lot more reduced than his mother.
Yeah.
Which is one of the big ones I showed earlier. But
is it like solid black underneath?
Yeah, black belly.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's there. It's one of the trademarks of the anaconda. They're supposed to have reduced sides and solid bellies.
Solid belly.
Yeah, they don't all have that. Like his mother doesn't, but she's still obviously anaconda. But and then this one is a little albino that I have, and this one I hatched out as well. So she's pretty cute. She's a normal pattern, but she's got a nice pink belly too. But yeah, they're still pretty small. The albino was really fussy as a baby, so she she's still just a tiny thing, but she eats well.
How long till they're full grown? Like 3 years, or
yeah, usually like
every
3 years,
like
4 years.
Boas and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of people breed around 200, I think it is 200 grams, 250 grams. Yeah. And then, obviously up from there, but some people like to wait a bit longer. And
yeah.
It just depends on the animal, really. Because like some will stay a lot smaller. So like if you say 500 minimum, some won't hit that ever. So, but no, they're neat little snakes.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Thank you. But he's pretty cool. So it's probably one of my favorites, this guy.
It's cool to see different stuff. Like, a lot of people are into the balls, and
they're fun, but it gets boring after a while.
Yeah, but it's nice to see different stuff around.
Yeah, absolutely. So
variety.
Yeah, always nice, definitely. But this one is the baby of the father, or the one with the black eye. So
okay,
yeah, but he's a male, so I'll have to wait a bit longer.
No test breeding there.
No, definitely not. So, but he could probably. Some people breed them really small, like the males, because they will. It's just a bit riskier. So I'm gonna wait till he's bigger before risking it. But I'm excited to see what he produces. So
yeah, that's always it's always fun to see what you get out of a project.
Yeah, like the albino. I didn't expect albino out of that clutch. I didn't realize the mother was had albino. She was. So I got a whole bunch of albinos, which was a pretty nice surprise.
That's always nice when you get something.
Yes.
That you didn't know you had.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's nice when you find it, but
yeah. Absolutely.
Anyhow, I think we'll wrap this up for tonight.
Sounds good.
I guess if you want to tell our viewers how they can reach you.
Yeah, for sure.
On social media.
Yeah, I have Facebook. It's Havoc Exotics. I have Instagram that I don't really use, which is also Havoc Exotics. But yeah, that's basically the best way on my Facebook, or my personal Facebook, which is Jordan Elaine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the best way.
It's the best way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to join me tonight on this live.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All the best with your breeding season.
Yes, thank you. You too.
And I'll be keeping an eye out on the social media, looking for some pictures of the babies.
Absolutely. As soon as they hatch, it's like 35 days, I think, from today, hopefully.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for being on, and take care, everybody.